Who should we talk about?
So can we go on from where we left off last time?
Where did we leave off?
About insecurity, sir. When I'm aware of something.
I don't remember. Would you explain a little more?
So I said that when I'm aware of something, I'm very insecure at that minute. That's where we stopped.
Doesn't ring a bell. Perhaps we can bring that in, uncertainty, insecurity, which is what I'm going to talk about, right? I think it's very important to understand these three factors in life: freedom, responsibility, and discipline. These, if one can understand these, and not merely verbally or intellectually, but really go into the question. These three factors: freedom, responsibility, and discipline. Most of us think we are free. Most of us, thinking that we are free, we want to do whatever we like. But are we free? Please, this is a dialogue. You and I are talking over together. Are we free at all? Or we are merely, freedom is merely an idea, not a fact. We consider freedom exists when we can make choice. You're following all this? Because we can choose, we think we are free. Because in India, you can go from one town to another, from one job to another, to change your career whenever you want, to become a sannyasi or not. You follow? So we think we are free in the capacity to choose between this and that, right? And we also think we are free inwardly, psychologically. But we are asking whether we are free at all, or we are programmed. You follow the word? We have understood that word, which we have used sufficiently during the last 3 or 4 talks here. We are programmed to be Hindus. We are programmed to be Islamic people, or Christians. We are programmed to be communists, to be socialists, capitalists, right? So our minds are conditioned, like the computer is conditioned, programmed. Now, when a mind is programmed, it says, I am a Hindu, I am a Muslim, I am a Christian, I am a Buddhist, I am this, I am that. You are not free. You get it? Because we are merely repeating. You get this? Be clear on this point. Only a mind that is free from all programs is a free mind. You get this? Good, I'm glad. At least one understands this. So, because we are prisoners, we want to be free. That freedom is the opposite of prison. But that opposite is not freedom. You get all this? Exercise your minds. Come on, move. Do you understand this? So, a mind is only free when it is not caught in a program, in a conclusion, in a belief, in attachment. I'm attached to the idea that God exists.
That's again, you're programming yourself again to believe that there is God.
That's it. I believe. Right? And also I believe that I am right. Also I say my experience tells me it is so. You understand? All these are factors which indicate that the mind is not free. And not being free, we want to become free. You understand? Please pay little attention to this. I am not free, but I want to be free. That is, I am in prison. I must escape from prison. I must abandon my prison. So freedom then becomes something which I want. Because I'm a prisoner.
You want to get away from that prison.
Yeah.
And for you that is freedom.
But if I have no prison, I'm free.
Yeah.
I don't seek freedom. But if I know the bars of my prison, which is belief, prejudice, opinion, attachment, then if I'm free of that, I'm free. I don't seek freedom. You understand this?
You're already outside that.
I don't even talk about freedom.
Sir, are you saying that in trying to go outside the prison, you still remain inside it?
No.
No, I mean if you seek freedom, you still remain not free.
Sir, did you hear what I said? That being in prison, I'm always seeking freedom. But I don't find out what is the nature of my prison. You understand? When I understand that, and I'm free of the condition of the prison, there is freedom. I don't have to seek it. I wonder if this is important, please, to understand. Because now, in the world, everybody thinks he is free.
Because for everyone, that freedom is just all that. And
Yeah.
they are free to move from one place to another and make their own choice.
And so they have all kinds of contradictions in society. Each one of us doing what he likes. Therefore in conflict with each other. And there is the totalitarian state, like Russia, and part of Europe, and in part of China, where state says you are not free. You must do what we tell you. Right? But the mind is always seeking freedom. Freedom from pain, freedom from sorrow, freedom from anxiety. You understand? This is what the mind is doing all the time. Wanting to be free from every problem, from every burden, from every pain, physical as well as inward. So if you understand what is freedom, to understand it, to live it, that is, if I am attached to a belief, to a person, to a house, I am not free. There is I am not free. There is no freedom.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that?
What?
You said first that you're not free, and after that you said there's no freedom.
Quite right. I corrected myself. Which is, it is not I am free, but there is only freedom. I am the attachment. Right? I am the belief. I am the Hindu. I believe in God. I am attached to this place. I am attached to my wife. I am attached to my belief. So all that is me. And the me can never be free if I'm you get it? You understand all this? Good. So then, first, one must go and investigate what is freedom, as we have done just now. Why are human beings right throughout the world are attached to God, to a house, to their wives, to their family, to a belief, to their experience? You understand why? Now, just a minute. Go slowly. You are attached to something, aren't you? Huh? Why? Think it out slowly. Go very slowly. Think it out. Don't repeat what somebody else says.
You can get security from itself.
What, sir?
You can get security from itself.
Security. You get security from attachment. You are saying you are finding security in attachment, right? Go slowly, think it out. I am attached to this house because in the house there is security, right? The house protects me, gives me clothes, all that. To that I am attached. In that attachment I find security, right? Carefully, think it out carefully. I am attached to a belief.
And within that belief you find security.
There I find security.
If I'm attached, I don't find security because there is the fear of losing that of losing the object of your attachment. And if there is fear, there is no security.
So you're going to find out. Have you found out that I want security in a belief, and
There is no security.
is there? Think it out. Don't say no, there isn't any. I believe Oh, good Lord. I believe, I believe that there is heaven. Right? And you come along and say, what nonsense. But I'm so entrenched, you understand that word, so deeply conditioned that there is a heaven, I refuse to listen to you.
But at the same time, you're shaken, sir.
But I've heard it.
Yeah. And that
You're careful. You think it out. I believe in heaven. You come along and say, look, there is no such thing, old boy. Nonsense. But I've heard that statement. Right? So it begins to disturb me. So I begin to question my belief, if I'm alive. But if I'm dead, well, if I don't even listen, then I'm nothing to, you follow? But the moment I listen, the moment I read, the moment I am skeptical, the thing becomes uncertain. Right? You're following this? So, in a belief, in an illusion, I've sought security. But now I find there is no security. So I become uncertain. Right? Which means I'm becoming aware, you raised your question, I'm becoming aware that in my belief, in all my superstitions, in my illusions, there is no security. So I feel very uncertain. I am aware of my uncertainty. Right? Right? Then what happens? Think it out carefully.
So I try finding security in something else.
No,
But
look,
then it keeps going on.
look, there's nothing. Listen carefully, look at it carefully. I believe in heaven. Moksha and all the rest of it. Christians have their own heaven. The Muslims have their own heaven. So I believe in heaven. You come along, tell me what nonsense. I'm disturbed. So I become uncertain. Disturbance is an indication of my uncertainty. Right? So, what happens to the mind that's uncertain? Think it out, don't answer me. Watch your own mind.
Sir? So when I see that my mind is uncertain, I can do two things.
Huh?
When I see that my mind is uncertain, I can follow two ways. One is that I seek for another security, or the other way is that I see that seeking security doesn't give me any security. That the very seeking of security is wrong. It doesn't give me any security.
No, don't use the word right or wrong for the moment. We are investigating, you follow?
So, wait a minute, sir.
Have you realized, sir, just a minute. Have you found out that where there is uncertainty, right? You have been certain before, right? Now you become uncertain. Why?
Because you have questions. Up till now.
Now wait, because you have questioned, what does that mean?
Stop being attached.
Listen, you're all too Go slowly.
So does it mean that that's the first phase of coming out of your prison?
Look, you're not watching carefully. You're all. Look, I have been certain in my worship, in my God, in my heaven. Right? That has given me comfort. You come along and say, what nonsense all that is. I'm disturbed. Right? And I begin to question why I'm disturbed. Right? Before, I never questioned. Now I'm questioning. Right? Now, just stop a minute. What is the state of your mind that's questioning?
Sir, so when the mind is questioning, it is not stuck to any belief.
No, questioning.
Yes.
Oh boy, you haven't understood my question. What is the state of your mind that begins to question? Huh?
Alert.
Awake, isn't it? Right? Alert, aware. Before, it accepted, it went to sleep, said, there is heaven, there is God, there is puja, there is this, there is that. I'm very happy. Which is, I'm rather dull, sleepy, not skeptical, right? But the moment I question, I begin to wake up. Now wait a minute. Moment I question, I begin to wake up. What does that mean? Huh? We said I've become aware of it. What does that mean?
Start thinking for yourself.
Huh?
Start thinking for yourself.
Started thinking for yourself.
Not only that. Be careful. Thinking for yourself. That's a dangerous statement. There is no such thing as thinking for yourself. There is only thinking. And this is too. I'll take you step by step. I have been very happy, contented, blind in my belief, right? You question, you doubt it, you bring doubt into my mind. Then what has happened? Like I'm awake. I begin to, I'm awake. What does that indicate? Don't go to sleep. What does that indicate?
Sir, I look at things differently.
Not looking, just this old girl, I'm asking you. What has happened to the mind, your mind, that has believed, shaken, right? And is beginning to question.
Security is, what we thought was security is lost.
Or,
So what, in the belief, you thought you were secure.
I said so.
Yeah, and so when, it's shaken up, and then you don't have it anymore.
All right, you haven't anymore. What does that mean?
So that is you're again insecure.
Huh?
You're again insecure. You're again insecure.
Yes, I said that. Then I'm asking you what, when you are questioning, doubting, follow? What does that indicate?
So we just said that it indicates an awakening.
Sir, it indicates you're not sure of yourself. Sure.
Isn't that conflict in such a mind?
No, sir. All right, I'll help you. I have been asleep, right? You come and wake me up. The waking up is what? Is the beginning of intelligence. Right? Why didn't you say that? Instead of saying, I'm uncertain, I'm this. It's the mind that doesn't question, that is not skeptical, that's not demanding, challenging. Such a mind is asleep. But when it is challenging, questioning, demanding, then it's awake, which means there's the beginning of intelligence. Right? Get it? Now, have you got that intelligence? Not have you. Is that intelligence working? That you never accept anything but questioning, exploring, so that your mind is all the time awake. Right? That you don't pass exams, get a job, and rot in that job. You understand? So, freedom. You understand now what we mean by freedom? That you are questioning your prison, your society, your religion, your guru. That way you begin to, you follow? Then you find out what freedom is, not how to become free.
Only when you start questioning you.
Of course.
Then you find out the boundaries of your
Of course. Right? Now, freedom, responsibility. Do you know what it means to be responsible?
So to be able to think for yourself.
No. I am responsible as a teacher, as an educator, to tell you the facts of history. Right? Right? That's my responsibility.
So can you say in a way that's a duty, sir?
No, I won't use that word duty. I'm using the word very carefully. I'm responsible. That I tell you the facts, not my prejudice. You understand? I am responsible, if I have children, to see that they're educated. Right? I am responsible to see that you have good food. I am responsible, if I'm here, to see that you look at the world, the nature. You understand the meaning of the word? I'm responsible. You understand me, right? I comes a little later. I don't. First, I feel, by Joe, this is my responsibility. I must look after this place, right? Like Mr. Naidu, he feels responsible for this place. He wants to plant trees, find water, pay the people, work, see them make this place beautiful, self-supporting. That is his care, his responsibility, right? You get it?
Sir, but why do you not say it's duty, sir?
What is duty? Is it my duty?
Bound to do, sir?
No, wait a minute. My duty to the country, right? I'm a soldier. My duty is to obey what my officer says.
What's different from
Right? Here, I don't accept duty. I'm responsible.
Again,
You see the nuance? I feel responsible when I'm here that this place, as Rishi Valley, is the most beautiful place on earth, where people like you are growing, flowering, becoming intelligent. Right? So I'm responsible. I'm responsible for not next step, go to the next step, which is I'm entirely responsible for what I do.
Sir, is responsibility awareness?
No, part, you see, keep to, now introduce awareness, right? Which I did, which is quite, for the moment I would rather not go into that. I'm responsible to see that you, students, are well-fed, well-clothed, well-mannered, right? That you speak English properly, that you look at all this beauty of the valley, be sensitive, you follow? Now that's one thing. That is, I am responsible for you.
at the same time, you're responsible for yourself.
Wait, sir. You understood this? I am responsible for you. But also, I am totally responsible for myself. Which means I am not depending on society,
Or on anyone.
on anyone. I'm responsible for myself, for my behavior. I don't find excuses. I don't say, it's my father, my grandmother, what can I do about, you follow, society wants me to do this. You understand all this? I wonder if you understand. This is very important to understand, right?
So, then if I say that I'm responsible for myself, and that means then I understand that I won't be doing what I want to do or what I would like to do. Freedom means something totally different.
That's all, I pointed that out. Freedom, now I'm talking about responsibility. Look, we have human beings have created this society, right? Do you understand that? The corruption, the injustice, the poverty, right? All that corruption, all that we human beings have created it. And I must be responsible not to create it. You understand? Which means I'm responsible to myself not to be corrupt.
Not to go along with the rest of the society.
Not say my father wants me to do this, I will do it. Or society says I must do this, I will do it. I am totally responsible for myself. That I am completely thinking for myself. I am not repeating what somebody says. You follow? It is the second-hand people who are the irresponsible. Do you understand what I said?
Sir, do you mean that I should find out for myself that I'm responsible?
Yes. But now we are all second-hand people. We repeat what others have said. Others have said, I believe in God, and you also say, I believe in God.
Can it be changed now, sir?
What?
Can it be changed now?
Do it, I'm talking now. Be totally responsible that your teacher hasn't going to tell you, get up at 7 o'clock. You get up at 7 o'clock. You understand? Be punctual. Eat properly. talk good English. You are entirely responsible for yourself. See, it gives you what it does? Tremendous vitality. Do you understand this? Do it. So freedom and responsibility. Now discipline. Do you know what that word means? It means what? No. It comes from the word disciple. Disciple is one who learns. Learns, not obeys. Who is constantly aware, learning. Not imitating, not conforming, not obeying, but being responsible. He's disciplined, which means he's learning. You get the point? Do you get it? Huh? Do some of you get it? What do they teach? What do the educators say about it? This. Come on, Nara, Mr. Nara and Mr. Who's the other teachers I know? I've forgotten their names.
I think learning brings its own discipline. If you are learning mathematics, the very need to learn mathematics.
Explain what you mean. Learning brings its own discipline. Don't make a statement without
learning brings its own discipline in the sense that if you are learning, if you are interested in the learning.
Not interested, you see?
Yeah,
when you are responsible, you get the point? You see, Narayan?
The discipline is not imposed by the other person. The discipline comes from learning.
Look, sir, I am an apprentice to a carpenter. I'm learning from the master carpenter. So what he says, keep your tools clean, right? Use the screwdriver rightly. So I'm learning to use the instruments correctly. The very usage brings its own learning. You get it? Yeah, do you get what I'm saying? If I have to drive a car, which I do, I must learn how to handle it. When to put on the brakes, when to follow. So, the very learning brings its own action. If I'm slack, I'm killed. You get the point? That is, being responsible necessitates that I learn. You follow? I learn, and to learn my mind must be sharp, must be alert. Therefore, that is, learning is its own discipline. You got it? It is the dull mind that has to be said, pushed. You follow? Pressure, all that takes place. But the mind is aware and responsible. It has its own discipline. That's right. You get it? No. Will you do it? Don't say I understand. That means merely saying, yes, I agree with you, but But if you see what is freedom, right? What is responsibility? What is the meaning of discipline? They all are together, not separate. It's one tremendous movement. You understand this?
Are you saying that because you're responsible, learning is discipline for you?
I can't hear.
Responsible, what?
Because you are responsible, learning is discipline for you.
She's saying because you are responsible, learning is discipline.
I said that. Look, sir, because you are responsible for this place, responsible for yourself. When you see a piece of paper on the road, you pick it up. Right? Right? The picking up is the discipline. I'm using the word discipline in a different sense. Before, I didn't care. You follow it?
Yes, sir.
Now I'm watching.
So now you have your responsibility, and because of that responsibility, you got a certain discipline.
Yeah. So throughout life, these are the main factors which bear in mind freedom, responsibility, and therefore the learning. And then you will find that you live without any contradiction.
We said discipline is learning.
What?
We said discipline is learning.
Do you?
No, she says we said discipline is learning.
Yes.
That's what she said. What else?
Now the action of picking up paper,
Huh?
the action of picking up the paper is discipline.
No.
Because
No. You picking up the paper is your responsibility. Because you care. You're watching. You're alert. You're sensitive. And therefore you pick it up. Because you are responsible, you do that. So your mind is now being trained. You follow?
So is that what discipline is? I mean, you said it's trained.
Trained in the sense it's watching everything. Right? It's watching the trees, the birds, the people going by, the poverty. Follow? It's
Able to see all that.
yeah. And you're acting, not just seeing and say, I do nothing. Do you remember, some of you, where the cows used to be milked from the village in that corner? Huh? You remember? There is a wall there which has not been painted for 4 years. Right? Have you watched it? It shows you have not watched it at all. Now, I told this to Mr. Narayan, that for 4 years it hasn't been whitewashed, and last 2 days has been whitewashed, because Mr. Gandhi is coming.
Yes, sir. All of a sudden you find.
Watch it, sir. That's what we are all doing.
Yes, sir. Even the picking up of papers. All of a sudden everyone started picking up papers.
That's right. So it's your responsibility that makes you pick up the paper, to make the place beautiful. You follow?
It's not because someone else is coming.
That's right, sir. You see what's happened to your mind? To all your minds when you're... Right? So have you, if I may ask, most politely, have you learned what it is to be free? What is freedom? To be aware of the prison.
And to be able to question.
Yes, to be aware of the prison and to move away from the prison.
But as soon as you find out, as soon as you're aware of the prison, you're not going to prison.
That's right. So are you aware of being responsible? Never say it's my karma. Oh, my parents want this. Or society says I must be engineer. Right? You are responsible. You are doing what is, I'm going to use the word carefully, what is right.
Yes, sir.
What is right, careful, as we discussed yesterday, what is right is whole, not fragmented. I wonder if you understand. How do you always, huh?
So when I am aware,
No,
when I am aware of everything around me, I am absolutely responsible about it,
that's right.
right? So I don't allow for any slackness, any carelessness on my part in anything.
That's right.
And so obviously whatever I do is perfect, it's not
No.
slack. It is
Whatever you do must be whole.
Yes, it's not fragmented. That's what I'm
No, listen what I'm saying. I said, whatever you do must be right. Now I am going to the meaning of that word right. Right means not broken up. Doing one action and do another action exactly opposite that. Right? That's contradiction. That's breaking up.
So as soon as you are aware of all these things, it becomes a whole automatic.
That's right. Don't use the word automatic.
It becomes a whole.
Huh?
It becomes a whole.
Which means right. What is whole is right. What is fragmented is incorrect. You understand?
Can you say wrong?
The world is broken up into nationalities, right? Right? Into various religions. That is breaking up process. One nation fighting another, you follow? That is breaking up, fragmenting the human mind. So that is incorrect action. Whereas, if you have no nationality,
It's right.
if you have no communal spirit, community, but a global outlook, you know what I mean, global, which is whole, then that is correct action. Do you get this? For God's sake, get it, all of you. Because then you will live a happy life. You understand what I'm saying? You won't have conflicts, you won't be unhappy. You'll have plenty of energy, not to do mischief. So have you understood this? The three factors of life: freedom, responsibility, and therefore learning. You never stop learning. You know, there's a very famous painter, Spanish painter, I think Goya. You ever heard of him? No, it doesn't matter. He painted marvelous pictures. At the age of 95, he said, I'm still learning. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You understand? So, are you at your age learning?
I don't think so, sir.
Learning not only from books, but learning by watching,
I doubt it.
which is much more direct. Learning by questioning, asking, challenging. You have got the democratic board there, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
Put questions. And sign it. Don't ever be anonymous. You follow? Sign it. Be responsible for what you say. Not only you, the students, but also the teachers. The teacher will say, why are you behaving this way? So, you follow? Keep the whole place alive. Not because Mrs. Gandhi is coming. Is that enough for this morning? Do any of you do any kind of meditation? Sitting quietly in your room, under a tree, on a bench, it doesn't matter. Or walking along, looking, but quietly. Not talking. Have you ever done it?
Yes, sir, once in a while.
Huh?
Once in a while.
Oh. It's like having meal once in a while. Huh? I've said so. Being quiet. I won't go into the very complicated business of meditation, but just begin by being very quiet. Mind also being quiet, not thinking all the time, but watching. You understand?
So you do it every day in Astachal time,
Huh?
during Astachal.
Doing astachal, be quiet.
I don't think so, sir.
Huh?
I don't think so, sir. The mind keeps.
Yes, so watch your mind. Question the mind, why it is moving, thinking. You follow? And we are sitting on those rocks up there. Look at the sky. Look at the sunset. Listen to the owl. See the color of the road, the earth. See all that. You follow? Don't go asleep.
While we watch, thoughts always come to your mind. How do you just
You speak louder.
So when we watch the sunset and everything, thoughts always come to your mind. Like when we're observing, we always think what's happening. Like, you can't have your mind completely without thinking.
She's saying that when you watch the sun and the sun setting, thoughts also come in. It's not possible to be quiet.
So we already said that you watch your thoughts. Just now we said
Huh?
that if your mind is revolving, if your thoughts are going around,
That's what she's saying.
and you said that we could watch it.
Now wait, I'm sitting on a rock up there, or walking. My thought is, I want to be quiet, but my thought is going on. Now, I'm questioning why my thought is going on. Not, I want to be quiet. You see the difference? I wonder if you see that. Then I'm forcing the mind to be quiet, which is indiscipline.
Yes, sir.
So,
Because you got to be aware of it yourself. Instead of forcing something, you got to find it out yourself.
that is, I want to be quiet. My mind is wandering. Now, I want to see why my mind is going one thing after another. Why? Go on, find out, move.
While you're questioning, you're again thinking, sir.
No, it doesn't matter. What is important?
To find out why you're thinking.
No. You want to be quiet, and your mind is thinking, right? You're thinking, which is important.
Obviously, your mind that is thinking is important and not what you want. That
No,
what is to be
yes, quite right, sir. Look, answer me. What's important?
The fact that you, once you're aware of the reason why your mind is wandering, it doesn't wander any longer.
And then, but still wanders. For a second it stops, but goes on. Right? Now, just listen to you people, listen to my question. I want to be quiet, and my mind is beginning, thought is beginning, right? Right? Now I say to myself, which is more important? Sitting quietly to have a quiet mind, or investigate why my mind is going on, thinking. That is important, not sitting quiet.
Because automatically, as soon as you...
No, don't use the word automatic. That's a robot expression. Right? So what is important now is, I want to find out why thought is going on. That is important, not sitting quiet. So, what happens? In my investigation, why my mind is thinking, I'm quiet, looking. You understand what? I am quiet.
Because you're investigating.
Huh?
Because you're investigating.
I'm quiet, I'm looking. Now, who is going to replace me here? You understand my question? Well, I'm going in a few days, on the 22nd. Who is going to take my place and push you? Huh? Will you do it? Have you done it? I have pushed you, haven't I? Huh?
It's very easy to say yes, sir.
Huh?
It's very easy to say yes. But is it possible? It is possible, I know. Now.
Yes. But who will help you to keep moving?
We have to realize that ourselves. That's our
Yes, sir, but you didn't realize this morning before I started.
Yeah,
Right?
someone has to keep telling you that until you realize it for yourself.
Keep ahead of you. Who will do it here?
Mr. Narayan.
Huh? Mr. Narayan. There's Mrs. Thomas, Mr. Venkataraman, Mr. Rajesh, and Mr. What's the tall chap?
Thomas?
No, I've mentioned Thomas.
Rajesh Dalal?
I've mentioned. Aren't you listening? No, that old chap. Natarajan. Where is Mr. Natarajan?
Natarajan.
Sir, will they do it for you? I'm asking a very serious question of all those people. Mr. Natarajan, Rajesh Dayal, Dalal or Dayal or whatever it is, Mr. Venkatraman, Mr. and Mrs. Thomas, and Mr. Narayan. Will they help you keep alive? Now wait a minute. It's your responsibility to keep them alive. You understand? It's your responsibility. They say, sir, you're not moving. You understand what I'm saying? Will you do it? Or will you go to sleep? See, sir, responsibility is both ways, on the part of the educator as well as yours. If you go to sleep, they'll also go to sleep.
Has to be a two-way reaction.
So you help them to keep awake, and they will help you to keep awake. That's their responsibility, and yours. Got it? Do it. He says. Or do you want to sit quietly? Huh? What?
Sit quietly.
Right, sit quietly. I'm delighted.